Hello and welcome back to Teacher Jeff 40K. So I've decided to make a video in my series New Model Syndrome. This one's going to be kind of special though. We're going to call it New Army Syndrome because a friend of mine, Sean, really nice guy, hasn't really been into 40K recently or in the past few years, and he had a sizable orc army that he just gave to me. So I've been kind of over the moon the past couple of days, and I wanted to throw something together because this army, as much as it's awesome that it's free, it's in it's in some orky shape actually, which is kind of interesting. And in fact, some of the models are my original models from when I first started in 40K. So I've got a lot of my old orc boys. Here's one of them right here. So not a terrible paint job, but I've also got some, well, a bunch of them that are just straight up unpainted, and then a few of them that kind of look like this Kill a Can right here, which has some red on it, and then some stuff, and it's on this really small base, and it's functional, and it kind of fits that it's the orcs. It works. And then I've got this guy who I think actually had his brains blown out, and I painted that on for some reason and then never painted the rest of the model. So we're going to have a chat with 15-year-old Jeff about that. And so I decided I wanted to put together a unit and actually paint them up before making a video. And I did. So my friend Sean, just before he quit, he had an unopened box of knobs that he got as a gift, and it was right around the time where he just kind of gave up on 40K. And I don't blame the guy because it means I get some cool shit. So these are those knobs. I had to look through the codex. I decided on the bits that I thought were cool too, so I didn't necessarily go for like full-on competitive, the best possible build. I wanted the coolest pieces. I wanted some punch, some oomph for these guys, and I also, I just wanted to create a cool looking unit that was really mine. So I looked through the codex. I also haven't really played orcs in a very long time. It's been a long time, but unless the strategy has changed, I am going with rush them and beat them up. That's the plan. So I think I've decided on a clan culture. So as you can tell, these guys are blue. So I've gone for the Death Skulls clan culture. It really fits with the other types of armies I play as well. Just getting rerolls for free, so I don't have to worry about spending my precious command points on rerolls too often. It looks like it honestly looks too good to be true, the clan culture. You get a 6-up invulnerable save on everything. And then you get 1 reroll to hit, 1 reroll to wound, and reroll for the damage dice. And infantry units that are not already objective secured, or basically they can cap objectives better, can also do that. So this group of knobs, which is an elite unit, because it's infantry, it counts as a troop for capturing objectives. So this is just all around awesome. I mean, I can see some of the value, some of the other ones, and I may change it up from here to there, you know. I haven't played these guys yet either, so gonna get into that. But basically, yeah, I put together these knobs here. Let's have a look at them. So I've got each of them. I think the way it's gonna go, because you can take 2 weapons, and it doesn't matter which 2 weapons you take for these guys, which is really cool. So the first guy I put together was this guy right here. He's going to be the boss. I gave him a Power Claw and a Choppa. So he gets his 3 attacks with the Power Claw and then a bonus attack with a Choppa, which is pretty cool. And then the other guys, 3 of them, I've given big Choppas, because I love that profile. Strength 7, AP -1, and just a flat 2 damage each. That rocks. So they're going to get 3. I've got 3 guys with big Choppas. And I'm also going to give them each a Choppa as well, so that they get an extra attack. So nothing really in terms of shooting. So this guy's going to have a choppa. I'm going to try and strap something on this dude's back, give him a choppa as well. This guy's going to have a pistol. He's going to be like one of the lone shooters for some reason, just for a little flavor. I know it doesn't give him the extra attack, but it's fun. And that's kind of what I want for this army. I want it to be, you know, sort of a semi-competitive thing, but also just for fun, because it's the orcs, you know? You want to have fun with these guys. And I want to just rush up the board and crump people, you know? Sounds like fun. And this guy's going to have a combi scorcha, because fire's cool, and you can fire the shooter too. Or maybe give him a choppa, give him some extra attacks in close combat. And these guys are going to be my, almost like, I think, a bodyguard slicer unit that can kind of deal with just about everything. I like the strength 7 attacks. They're strength 5 base, which is really cool. They got a couple of wounds, better armor than the other orcs. They're pretty solid. Lots of attacks. Yeah, I like these guys. So I wanted to put these guys together and really customize them. And then the rest of my army, you can kind of have a look over here. This is my work table. It's kind of hard to see through all that black there, but that is a base-coated metal kit of tank bustas. So here we'll have a look at the knob here. It's kind of hard to see because they're all black. I've just base-coated them, and classic metal, it's so hard to get into some of these cracks, so you still have the pewter that's showing through. So I'm going to have these guys as well. He had these unassembled, unpainted. I think he got them used. Got some extra bits. I have a bag of arms and shooters. We got a whole bunch of stuff. As a quick round off, I also repainted a war boss. So this guy was actually one of my originals. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Whoop! There we go. And we'll take these out of the frame to not be confusing. So this guy was one of my original war bosses. Let's bring the light over here. Yeah. I had him, he was green before, so I gave him one of the cool knob heads. So he's going to have a combi scorcha, the attack squig, and I put a big choppa on his back too. Because I just, man, the big choppa, I don't know what it is, man. It seems to be one of the most solid weapons. It's cheap as hell. It adds 2 to the strength. You get an AP and you get 2 damage, which is really nice. So I like the look of the big choppa. So this is going to be a grouping over here. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Can I do it? There we go. So yeah, zoom out a bit there so you can see that. You can see some can bits in the background too. This is also what I inherited, like a can with 1 leg, 1 arm. There's some rockets here. But I also managed to find some dreadnought leg pieces. We're gonna scratch build some of this stuff, which is kind of the flavor of the orcs too, isn't it? Tau missile launchers. So yeah, I've managed to do some rough calculations with all the boys I've got. He's got a ton of slugga boys, a few shooter boys, which I'm kind of happy about. Gretchen, which I probably won't be using. A couple of cans. He's got the Gazgul Thraka model, but this is one of my old models. This thing is about a ton of pewter. It weighs a lot. And I put another jaw on top here. I think I'm going to count him as a war boss in mega armor and just roll with that, because I don't feel like using the Goth clan culture. I think I'm just going to use him as a war boss instead. And I've also got the Death Skull special character, minus his head. He's been customized as well. Mad Doc something or other. I'm going to use him as well as just a pain boy that's a little more resilient from what I've seen in the codex too. So this is going to be kind of a learning experience too, but also I'm going to be able to take you through the models, who does well, how things work out in game. I'm going to be taking these guys to my first game in a little under a week. So I'm going to kind of surprise some people at the gaming shop there who are used to seeing me with either my Tau or my Space Marines. I'm going to have a totally different army with a totally different rule set and a totally different strategy, which is just rush them and mess them up in close combat. That's sort of going to be the idea. I've got a couple of background guns too. I've got the old school cannons. Here, have a look at this guy. So these are the old cannons. And I'm not sure what I'm going to count these as yet, but we'll see. And yeah, so we're going to see how that goes. So as it stands, yeah, I've got about 1,500 points of ORKS, and I may build on it, I may not, I'm not sure. He also had a whole bunch of this stuff, which looks like some old school fantasy, and he sort of strapped some pistols on there to make them, I guess, usable. So I may have a second Knob Squad in the making, along with a whole bunch of other crap that I may be able to scavenge together and put into some new units, or we'll see. Anyways, just wanted to make a quick announcement though. Looking into some new models. I will be going into the knobs and the war boss and all that stuff in depth in their own videos, but I just wanted to sort of showcase some of this and show you what's in store for the next few weeks. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Any like basic tips and tricks for ORKS would be more than welcome. Nothing, please not along the lines of buy 3 of these and you'll have a great unit, because I don't really plan on buying too much. I've got, a couple war bosses, some knobs, some boys, 2 cans, a dock. I do have a mech with a custom force field, which is very cool. And then I've got a couple of cannons. So anything that you'd suggest with any of those units I've just mentioned, or maybe one other thing, something like that, or just some loadouts would be nice. But if it's like get 3 of the new drag stars or whatever they're called, yeah, I'm not going to be doing any of that anytime soon, just because I got my hands full. I got a lot of stuff to paint. Half of these boys are painted. The other half are painted badly. So I'd really like to get to work on those. I want to take care of these tank busters too, and get them into tabletop shape. And the little these guys, I just had to paint one of these first. They are so hilarious. I love this. The little bomb squigs. These are so funny. So I'm gonna use these. I don't know if they're worth the 10 points or not, but anything from ORKS that hits on 2s, I'll take it. And it just runs at something and explodes. That's hilarious. So I'm gonna roll with this guy. That sounds like fun. I've got one painted up already because I had to, and then I've got the other one here base coated. I'm gonna paint him up too. He looks like fun. Yeah. So just a preview of some things to come. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.